Suzy Orbit, Astronaut. Suzy Orbit was a space engineer. She lived with her boss, Captain Gizmo, in a space station on a dusty corner of the moon. Do you reckon that could be Captain Gizmo? Or maybe that's Captain Gizmo. I guess we're gonna learn out. One starry morning, Suzy Orbit was busy fixing the control system when beep, beep, Captain Gizmo received a phone call from Earth. Aliens have been spotted in the solar system. Prepare to launch your space pod immediately. Captain Gizmo turned pale. Do we have a space pod? He asked. Not exactly, said Suzy Orbit, but I do have a lunar lander and an old bike. I'll make a space pod. That's not a good plan, said Captain Gizmo. It won't be fast enough. I'll order one right now. Captain Gizmo flicked through his favourite catalogue and chose a new shiny space pod. But when the shiny space pod arrived, it would not work because Captain Gizmo did not have the right batteries. Uh-oh, said Suzy Orbit. Captain Gizmo was still hunting for some batteries when beep, beep, there was another phone call from Earth. Aliens are approaching the moon. Get dressed in your smartest spacesuit without delay. Captain Gizmo rushed to find Suzy Orbit. Do we have a shiny new spacesuit? He asked. Not exactly, said Suzy Orbit, but I do have Aunt Edna's silver cardigan and some intergalactic goggles. I can make a spacesuit. That's not a good plan, said Captain Gizmo. It won't be smart enough. I'll order one right now. That does look like quite a nice cardigan. Captain Gizmo searched on 47 websites and finally clicked on the shiny new spacesuit. But when the shiny new spacesuit arrived, it was 4 sizes too small. Uh-oh, said Suzy Orbit. Captain Gizmo was just sending the spacesuit back when beep, beep. Earth was on the phone again. The aliens have landed. Prepare to speak to them right now. And there he is, returning to sender the shiny spacesuit that was 4 sizes too small. Captain Gizmo raced over to Suzy Orbit. But I don't speak alienish. Do we have a speakerphone that will translate everything I say? Not exactly, she said, but I have lots of useful stuff in the workshop. I can definitely make one. That's not a good plan, Captain Gizmo cried. We can't have stuff made from old junk. I'll order one right now. But the intergalactic phone shop had run out of speakerphones. The next delivery was not for 2 whole weeks. Captain Gizmo was still sobbing when ding dong, the doorbell rang. It was the aliens. Do not panic, said the chief alien through his speakerphone. We are friendly aliens. We come in peace. Phew, said Captain Gizmo. What good news. There's also some bad news, said the chief alien. A meteoroid storm is about to blast Earth and you have 2 minutes to stop it. Good luck. And then the aliens left. Suzy Orbit, wailed Captain Gizmo. Do we have a top-of-the-range meteoroid blaster? Well, said Suzy Orbit, not exactly. It's all over, cried Captain Gizmo. We're doomed. But, said Suzy Orbit. This, Captain Gizmo gasped. When did you order that? I didn't order it, said Suzy Orbit, smiling. I made it. Captain Gizmo's eyes were lit up like stars. It's exactly what we need, he said. Suzy Orbit and Captain Gizmo strapped themselves in, and with Suzy at the controls, they blasted into the meteoroid storm. Look at them go. They dipped and dived. They made the perfect loop-the-loops, and they shot each of the meteoroids all the way back into the darkest depths of the solar system. Then they flew safely back to their dusty corner of the moon. Does your marvellous machine have a name? Asked Captain Gizmo. Suzy Orbit smiled. Not yet, she said, but let's call it the Super Suzy Blaster-matic. Good plan, said Captain Gizmo. We don't need to order anything ever again. Well, said Suzy Orbit, nothing except pizza!